Welcome back to Taiwan Outlook. Our guest today is Ms. Marian Zhang. She's Manager of Public Affairs at Kaohsiung Rapid Transit Corporation. Ms. Zhang, we've been talking about the red line and how successful it is now. And how are the feedbacks from the citizens in Kaohsiung?
We actually have conducted what we call exit survey, which means that every passenger who has finished the MRT ride, and then we'll stop them and ask them some few questions. It's about 95% of passengers are satisfied with our service.
It's quite high.
Very high. That is also to our surprise, because we feel that we would like to start with a bit lower satisfaction so that we can make a bit more further improvement. And one of the success or one of the satisfaction they have is that it's quite a stable and quite safe system. And that actually wasn't the impression given in the past. In the past, during our construction period of time, because of some activities or some political events, we actually, the company itself or the Kaohsiung MRT project as a whole, was given negative images or impression by the public or the media. So no matter what we said or what we have done or whatever we would try to recover, became in vain at the end. So it was a frustration time for us, and that lasted around almost 3 years. There is a saying, seeing is believing. We decided not to say too much in the past, particularly during the construction period of time.
That's right.
But we decided, and we are very determined to show our performance in front of people's view and their eyes, inviting them to see and to touch and to feel the whole MRT hardware, including the stations, public arts, the ticketing system, and the other services. So I think that is a kind of surprise for the people. They didn't realize that, wow, it's such a beautiful station underground in the past. What I had seen before was a bit not tidy construction site, not very convenient for the people to walk through, or it's, didn't know what we were doing underground, underneath. So now it's everything up to the surface, and it's the beautiful architectures, stations, features. So they are surprised, and so they feel very, very proud.
But the thing is, you have to try to get people inside MRT first, right? So how do you do your marketing in terms of inviting people to share the ride and to enjoy the things that you want to provide to them?
There are some purposes of marketing activities. First of all, you need to attract people to come to your MRT stations and enjoy the experience. And the second purpose of that is that you will have to increase the numbers of passengers, because that is very important for the operation. And at an early stage, the marketing purpose is also to share and to educate people in terms of the MRT concepts and systems, etc. So we also would like to, of course, enhance the corporate images, particularly rescuing the company's images from downturn up to the quality as the social citizens. So to achieve those objectives, we will conduct a few activities of marketing, including inviting groups and organizations of academic or commercial or public sectors coming to visit my company, experience taking the MRT ride, test rides, and also giving some company briefing. Also, we have we call benefits programs. In the price, a bit more incentive. So let's say in the beginning we offer the whole month free ride program, and after the free ride program that we offered now is still undergoing. And that is no matter how long distance you travel, which means there's no mileage limitation. Every journey, if you have the Kaohsiung MRT iPass card, we only charge you $12.
So discount period.
Yes, you travel along from the south to the north, 28 kilometers length of mileages, only $12 per journey. So that is to encourage people to come to our MRT systems. Also, we have to develop some merchandise, also related commercial goods for sales. And the other thing is that we would like to encourage further investment in the lands and properties, as I mentioned earlier, along the MRT lines. After it is a $12, it's a so competitive price offer program, and then we'll apply the similar programs on the Orange Line, which will be in service in October this year. That is a kind of feedback, or we will say compensation to the citizens living in Kaohsiung County, particularly in Fengshan area, who has suffered in the past 6.5 years during the construction period of time. So offering the competitive prices, offering like points collection programs, encouraging more passengers to come back to take MRT rides. So we hope by launching these marketing activities that we could achieve our marketing objectives.
As you mentioned, that before the operation of Kaohsiung MRT, there was a negative image of the Kaohsiung MRT because during the construction period, over the past 9 years, there have been a lot of noises, dusts, and even some public safety problems and so on. So how did you go through this period? A very tough time, right?
I would say it was difficulty, but we are all positive thinkers. And we are also very bright action doers. Let me give an example. It's actually quite heart-touching. I remember about 2 years ago, at 11 o'clock at night, along the Orange Line, and there were the residents who would like to conduct the demonstration. They blocked the entrance to our working site. No lorries coming in. They're also inviting media. And of course, some city councillors were also called. They want to make a news for it. At that time, that night, I didn't wear the company's uniform, so nobody really knew who I was. So I was among the neighbors. And they were making statements, they were making noises, and in front of the media cameras. And then I spoke to one of the old ladies, and I asked her, really, you are so unhappy about Kaohsiung MRT project? He said, I'm not very happy about it because really, they blocked my entrance of my shop, so I cannot do my business and etc. And I said, well, but in 2 more years, everything will become so good and so beautiful, and that there are so many people will come to shop at your business, and your place will become very popular. Just in 2 more years, could you please, stand for another 2 years? Maybe because of my voice, maybe because of my expression. I said, who are you? She asked. I said, I'm just a small worker working at Kaohsiung MRT, and I also lived along the Orange Line, and I understand how you feel, but I am really looking forward to when it is really open. I want to be so convenient in traveling, just like the city in Taipei, in Hong Kong, and in Tokyo. And I want to see more business coming to my shops just in 2 more years.
But as you know that it affects people's lives, also business as well.
Yes.
I know that your company has been cooperating with many stores, business people along the line. What's the plan for your cooperation?
We offer actually advantages, or we would say exchange. 2 examples. One, for example, there's a Mega 21 department store, who is at the junction of Zhongshan and Sandal Road. That is our R8 Sandal Shopping District station. During the construction period of time, of course, they lost a lot of business.
That's right.
But now look at them. They have just non-stop, coming passengers, customers. We offer, we call advertisement exchange. We offer spaces for them to advertise for free.
For free?
For free. Of course, up to a certain period of time.
Not for good, huh?
And also we help them to make public announcement in the station if they have any commercial messages or public service messages. That we would do it for free. Yeah. The other location is another department store called President Department Store. Again, they are still suffering now because the Orange Line is not yet ready. Yeah. But they already manage to attract more the shops to be in their department stores, within the department stores, because they see the future of the Red Line when it is in place. And so we offer the spaces for advertisement for free. Yeah. And we also offer, if they need to do any activities promotionally, and they can use our MRT station, some spaces, as long as it's not in conflict of the major routing areas, and that we are quite happy to help. Along the MRT lines, some shops, some stores are affected, and I understand the Kaohsiung City government has offered like tax advantages programs and other benefit programs. Yeah. But for us, if they need to maintain or there's some improvement expenses, we will do some sharing, cost sharing, up to a certain stage.
Yeah, but with the completion of Kaohsiung MRT, it also affects other public transportation systems, right? Such as a taxi. I know a few weeks ago there were some protests from the taxi cabs drivers and so on. How do you see them as a competitor or partners?
I would say partners. Let's say, for example, today before I took the high-speed railway. I took a short ride of the taxi, and then I took Kaohsiung MRT to high-speed rail station. They may feel they are under threat after MRT service is in place. However, they got more frequent customers, even though only for short rides. But now their starting fee is $85 NT. So let's say the 10 journeys of $85 NT within 2 hours, each journey is higher than what they have earned before the MRT service is ready. Yes, I know the taxi drivers' voices, and I heard, and we will try to cooperate with the system and the policies set by the Kaohsiung City government. MRT service is not just one sole transportation option. It's a combination of the network transportation, including public buses, feeder buses, taxi, of course, and the other. In the future, for example, a light railway system. These have to be in all place, and that will make a bit more comprehensive traffic system in Kaohsiung. So I would say that taxi drivers are part of our team.
Good. And as you mentioned earlier, that there will be a completion of another line by the end this year. So when we come back, we'll talk about the vision of Kaohsiung MRT and how it's going to expand to other, metropolitan areas. So don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.